All right. Again, to God be the glory, and we're so blessed to still have an opportunity to teach, coach, and develop our student athletes, and another great day for us. I'm really proud the way our football team has played here in the last three football games. It's really been good to see our team come together and really every phase really play up to their standard, which has been very, 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 very good. Great job of them focus on the task in hand, executing to the best of their ability, and that's what we like to see. Congratulations to Steve Calvert, being the offensive Big South Player of the Week, and Frankie Hickson been the Special Teams Player of the Week, and great honor there for our team and our university. I want to also thank our fans, the Flames fans there, for coming out here for this 2017 football season. Great turnout that it has been here for this year, and we're looking forward to continue to have some great things here in the future for them. And so I just wanted to say thank you for all our fans and people who have supported our football program. Charleston Southern, again, Mark Tucker in his first season as the head football coach. He was their offensive coordinator last year, so he understands their program, has done some good things here this season. I know it hasn't quite been the way maybe they wanted to turn out, but again, they've been doing some good things. They have played three quarterbacks. He is the offensive play caller. So he's thoroughly involved in their offense and thoroughly involved in what they're trying to get accomplished, and we know they're going to come ready to play on the offensive side. They do have a new defensive coordinator there in Zane Vance, defensive coordinator. I believe he came from New Mexico State. They're doing some similar thing as far as a three-man front and having their four linebackers as far as to how they play their defense. Their defenses have been very, very solid. I think they're ranked in the top 20 in total defensive yards that they've given up. So they've been as good as they have been in the past as far as defensively. They have some outstanding players there in Ellis and some other players there, too, that we know that they can do what they need to do. They've only given up, I think, around 19 points a game, so that those statistics show you that their defense is very, very, very solid. Other thing that's impressed me with their punt team there was they're 11th in the country in net punting. We kind of look at those things and see where we can gain some advantage. And, again, they're very solid in the punt game. Their punt protection is good. I think in their punt returner is solid. They've used two or three different guys there in the punt return side of things, and kickoff return and kickoff for things that have been fairly good for them. Injury report, Jalen McKinney is out. Antonio Gandy Golden should be probable as far as the injury report. Keys are really about us. It's just simple. We just got to execute our game plan. If our players execute the game plan that our coaches have presented to them, then we play well. I think it's just very, very, very simple as far as that goes. I think the last little thing is just play with urgency. If we play with urgency and we play and do the things that our coaches have taught our players, then we'll be in good shape there.
What type of motivation does this team have after what happened last year in your home finale?
It's this year. It's a new year, and I can't do anything about last year. We can do things about this year. We're focused on what we got to get better at on offense, on defense, and special teams. That's how we coach. That's how we teach, and our guys will be ready to play, and we'll go from there.
Coach, what impressed you most about your team's play last week in the win?
I had a lot more consistency, and that's what we talked about is we want to see more consistency. Again, we'll have one great quarter. We'll have one not-so-good quarter, and, we're trying to play 4 quarters. And, again, I think for the most part, I'd say probably 3 out of the 4 quarters were very, very good football. We maybe had the one third quarter there where we allowed them 2 touchdowns as far as on the defensive side of the ball, but when we had to make plays, we made plays. And so I'm really proud of the way we've come together here in 3 games. We got to make sure we continue to do that one more time.
You've already faced one option team this year. What do you do in self-evaluating how you defended that run, and what are you guys doing in terms of preparation with what your scout team does, and who might run the scout team offense to try to get you guys acclimated to what Charleston Southern does?
Well, Landon Johnson, I should say Landon Brown, will be the person that's going to handle our quarterback play. Again, they play 3 different quarterbacks, so, again, who's trying to be exactly how they do things. We just want them to get our look. Again, they do so many different things and different schemes Again, we've seen him for the most part here in the last 3 or 4 years, and that's fortunate as far as the offensive coordinator Tucker involved and all that. So we've got a game plan, and we'll display that what we're trying to get accomplished on Saturday at noon.
Buckshot now owns the single-season record for most touchdown passes in a year, and he has a few more records in his sights this week. What has maybe surprised you or been most pleasant about his production to this point in his career, just being a sophomore?
Well, I think the thing that I'm pleased about is being more consistent. I think he, maybe everybody's going to have 1 or 2 games where you may not be quite up to par, but I think in this last little stretch here, 4 or 5 ball games, I think he has done a great job of putting the ball where it needs to be. Not having the bad throws and not able to being able to avoid the sacks when it's all possible in his hands, being able to throw the ball away. So I think I've seen his maturity in those areas. He's been able to step up in the pocket is one area where we talked about, being able to step up in the pocket and make an accurate throw on the move. So I think he's improved on that. There's still some room to improve, but I think overall he's made the progress that we want to make as him as a quarterback.
How would you evaluate Solomon McGinty's 2 years here and the impact he's made on this program?
Well, Solomon came right in here probably the first day he even stepped on this campus. There was some uniqueness about him, some great things about his quality as a person, great personality, can get along with anybody and everybody. I think, again, as we have probably mentioned before, displayed our players were really excited about him because they ended up voting him as a captain, as a junior. I was here, I guess, for 4 or 5 months, and we voted in May there and voted to captains his junior year. He's an amazing person. Has been through a lot of different things in his life. I think he's one of those people that really just says that I'm going to make it through by his actions. Again, he speaks when he needs to speak, but his actions even speak louder than what his words are because he will continue to go. He'll continue to encourage each other no matter what's going on. He's an encourager, and he's a person who has really been a great example of what we want a student athlete to be as far as being able to do the things at a high level. So I'm proud to be associated with him, proud that God gave us an opportunity for him to be in our lives, and obviously I think he's going to have a great impact on our society for the rest of his life.
Can you talk about this rivalry with Charleston Southern, just kind of how special it's been over the years?
Well, when you say rivalry, I think it's all about 2 good football teams going against each other and people who are very competitive. Games are always competitive for the most part, and I think that's what has happened here in the 10, 20 years it's been that we played each other. Again, they've done very well here in the last few years, and each year is a different year because you got different players, different things that go on, and it's a good opportunity for us to be competitive against them and go down in our place and end our season on a good note.
With Damian King playing in the second half this past week, was the decision not to start him a disciplinary issue since you're now listing him as a starter at the H position?
Yeah, a violation of team rules.
With this being the final game of the season, how important is it to get the win, keep the positive momentum going with the 4-game winning streak, especially as you go into the recruiting season and then preparing for FBS play?
Well, I think like you're talking about it, I think it's great for us to finish on a great note there as far as winning this football game, having a 4-game winning streak going into the FBS. It helped our fans to, that we know positive things that are going on at the FBS level, getting ready for the next season, the excitement that we're moving forward. Again, we only had 9, 10 seniors, so it tells us that our fans and even us that we have a young team. We got a young team that got a lot of experience this year. And so, therefore, when we get into the FBS schedule, that's going to help us move forward in a great way. So I think it's an exciting time for us, exciting time for our fans, and I know our coaches and our players are excited to finish this thing off on a great note, and I really love the way they've stayed together. And that's what you talk about is what a family is like, is staying together and doing the best you can on each and every game.
Coach, Liberty always seems to be a strong finishing team, a really good team in November especially. Why is that?
Well, I think the first thing is just I'm going to start with Bill Gillespie, who has really done a great job of motivating our guys, Starts off in the weight room, and the weight room is all about confidence. Yeah, how much you lift, how much you do this and do that. But it's about confidence. And when you build confidence, you build also continuity with the team. They're there together, working together. They got to help out each other. They got to motivate each other. So I think it starts there. And then I think our coaching staff, they do a tremendous job of continuing to teach, continue to develop, continue to encourage, continue to be demanding, continue to believe in what we're doing. And then you get 9, 10, 11 games played. Even though you might be a freshman, you might be a redshirt freshman, and when you play 9, 10, 11 ball games, you're now a veteran, so to speak. You're an experienced player. And I think our guys get talented enough where they're able to make more plays later in the year than maybe the plays that we're not making at the beginning of the year. So we keep teaching, keep believing in each other, and I think we come together at the right time of the season, and November has always been a great thing, and that's something that we talk about and we preach about.
More than 500 yards rushing in the last 2 games. What have you guys found in terms of blocking, what Mosley's able to do, running the ball to be able to have success on the ground?
I think we simplified the game plan. I think Joe Daly and the staff has done a great job of when they're scouting our opponent, the areas that we can attack it, then also staying with it maybe a little bit longer throughout the game. But I think the biggest thing, we simplified the offense and just said, hey, we're going to run these 2 to 3 runs. And, yeah, there are going to be a few times where there may be 2-yard gains or minus 2 yards or whatever. But, again, the third, the fourth quarter, it's going to be consistently where it's going to be 8-yard gains, 10-yard gains. And Carrington Mosley, he's keeping his pad levels low. He's running with heart. Again, Coach Brown done a great job. We kind of talked about certain things earlier in the year. When you're making contact with people or people making contact with you as far as running backs, keep your feet moving. And I think you can just easily look at the tape and see every one of our running backs that they are running their feet when they have contact being made. And then our offensive linemen, they're staying body on body and letting our backs do what they need to do best is run the rock.
What about Buckshot Calvert? I mean, the numbers he's put up this year, 27 touchdowns, 5 picks. I mean, he could be – he's having one of the greatest years in Big South history and Liberty history.
Well, I think he's done a great job. He's matured in what he needs to do and how he needed to get better in his craft as a quarterback. All the things that we talked about in the springtime, and then work on those things in the summer, and then coming here in the beginning of the season. Again, we kind of had the mixture of receivers. I think Joe Daly, Kyle DeArmond, they've done a fantastic job of the chemistry of it, no matter who has been in there. And he starting off in the first ball game where we didn't have Farrow, and then Fitzgerald came in, and we were hitting on all cylinders. So that told me that they did a great job in the summer of working together. And then I think Buckshot's done a great job as far as throwing the ball on the run, throwing the ball on the move. He's improved in that area and his accuracy and all those things. So that shows me those guys work hard. Again, he's only a young guy here at sophomore year, got 2 more years left, and we're excited, and I hope our fans are excited to see Buckshot here for the next 2 years and doing some even better things. I hadn't thought about that from that perspective there. Nothing comes to mind there. Maybe next week or something I can come up with a thing of their nature there from that point of view, but don't have anybody in my mind at this time.
When you look at the offensive line, that's a unit that had a lot of injuries last year. A lot of different starting lineup combinations, and this year has been a lot more cohesiveness with that unit. What has Coach Stam brought to that group, and then also has there been anything specifically that you all have done as a coaching staff or training team to help keep those guys healthy this year?
Well, I think Coach Stam has been a tremendous job with these guys. I think he's done a great job of teaching the things to our guys, and then our guys have been able to listen to how he teaches and how he needs things to get done. No question, the injury situation has helped us as you continue to play, and you have the same 5 guys, and knowing how you go against things of that nature. I think that's very, very important. Got to give credit to Bull Gillespie again, Barry Fink. Those people there continue to evolve around our players. They continue to train them throughout all the summers, being involved in their lives and being involved in their training. So I think it's been tremendous in what we've done and how we've done things. I think we've been a little bit more up-tempo as far as in the offensive side of the ball and in practice. We did cut maybe just 5 or 10 minutes of practice from what we have done in the past. We maybe didn't do as much conditioning also that we've done in the past as far as just me running them. We did more just say I'm counting on the conditioning to take place while we're practicing, while we're running things on 7-on-7, while we're running things in teamwork. I'm just pointing out some things that maybe we have done a little differently in the past that we've done this year that maybe has helped our offensive line and really our whole football team, even the D-line to a certain extent. We've had a 1 or 2 here, but it hasn't been like last year toward the end of the year. We had quite a few injuries and kind of hurt us toward the end. But I think those are some of the things that has helped us to maintain the continuity on the offensive line. And I think it's done a great job with Coach Stam there of coaching our guys and getting them to perform at the level that they have.
How much different is CSU under Coach Turner? I mean, are they are they still doing some option stuff on offense, or what are some of the differences you have seen?
I mean, they got 3 different quarterbacks, so they kind of do different things with each guy. I mean, they're running some of the same things that they run. They're going to do what they do, and maybe they haven't executed as well because they may be using 3 quarterbacks. I know they have used 1 or 2 in the past. At that time, I know they lost quite a few people. They lost 2 running backs last year and so on, but that they can still do some things in a great way. I think some people have defended them a little bit in a unique way, and they've capitalized on that as far as the defensive side of the ball, as far as the opponents they play. But they still got a potent group. I don't know where they're going to get them all healthy, the quarterback, and maybe stick with 1 or 2 this game. But they do have enough talent that they still can do some things in a greater way. So they've had a lot of turnovers. So I think that's been part of it, maybe on the offensive side of the ball than what they may have had in the past, where they have not been maybe as productive.
Julio Zano came out of Saturday's game. Is everything okay with him?
Everything should be good to go unless something comes up here in this week.
Coach, has it kind of sunk in that this is the final Big South football game for Liberty? And, you guys have done well in the conference over the years. Has it sunk in this is the finale?
Yeah, I've been briefly talked about, as far as that goes. And, it's, I don't know if you call it bittersweet or whatever from that point of view. I think it's great opportunities that we've had to meet a lot of great people here in the Big South Conference and the commissioners and all the different coaches that have come through, and some been very, very good in talking and communicating and doing things to help Liberty University get things done, not just from a football side of it, but off the field things too. So we look forward to this opportunity, and hopefully that we can represent this Big South Conference here one more time. I know we're playing another Big South Conference opponent in Charleston Southern, but just wanted to represent them in a great way and hope we can end on a good note for Liberty's sake to come out with a win and do it in a great way.